Beautiful September morning here in Southern Ohio. I'm down at One Earth Collaborative again. They've got a pawpaw patch down here. Pawpaws are perfect ripening season right now, so I'm gonna show you how to forge them and make a caramel pawpaw pie with a Gingersnap Crust and a oat crumble thing on top. Yeah, let's get into the woods here and I'll show you how to forge for pawpaws. This tiny little tree right here is the perfect example. Usually the trees are bigger, but we got lucky here. There's 4 pawpaws hanging right up here. And what you got to do on the bigger trees, just keep shaking until they fall off, and then you pick them up off the ground. You got to pay attention to where they go because they're hard to find once they hit the ground. They bounce everywhere. There's 3 right off the bat. Two more. That's all you gotta do all day long. All right, guys, we're back here in the backyard with actually a bag and a half full of pawpaws. I'm gonna start processing these out, getting the seeds out of them, saving the seeds to bury in my backyard. So hopefully it's wet enough here. It should be to start growing these. And yeah, we're gonna turn it into a caramel Gingersnap Crust with a caramel pawpaw pie with a oat crumble topping. It should be good, I hope. Let's see what we got. All right, sometimes you gotta nip the little end off where the branches grow them. That one you didn't really have to, I just did it for the effect. But as you're trying to cut through these, you're gonna run into seeds everywhere. But I'm trying to split these in half, something like you would, let's just say an avocado, even though these have multiple seeds in them. I'm trying to leave these as big and whole as I can. I know everybody was turning these into souffles when I was researching recipes. I'm going to try to leave them chunky, is what I'm trying to do. A caramel chunky type of pawpaw pie. Leave them skin side down, that way cutting them is easier. I'm leaving the skins on. I guess you could peel them. If I'm eating them right out in the field, I'm going to eat them skin on, so that's just kind of the way I'm leaving it. Simply more nutritional. Ooh, the bees like these too. Daggone it. Yeah. Really have to finish my remodel and get in that kitchen. Start filming in the kitchen. Leave these upside down just to protect them for right now. Alright, now that we're here, if we can fight all these bees away, I'm going to put the skin side down to make them easier. Just chop into bite-sized pieces, that's all. I forgot my count, but I'm right at 20 to 30 pawpaws, all sliced, de-seeded. I got a cup of sugar, cup of brown sugar, because it's a pie. It needs lots of sugar. All right, now it's time for the Gingersnap cookie crust. I'm making a larger batch. Follow the recipe and the directions, get what you want. But I'm gonna start pulsing these out, making crumbs with them until I get the measurements I want right here in it, because it's got the directions on it. Brown sugar in. I'm gonna move the crumble, Gingersnap crust over in this pan. way I can keep moving. The bottom of that butter mixed in. Grease this pan. With these disposable aluminum pans, I always cook them on another pan to keep the heat directly off of them. They get hot way too quick. All right, before I go pick the Pawpaws, I'm gonna make some caramel from sweetened condensed milk. Well, I'm gonna do it in a pressure cooker. I've got this to keep it up off the floor. I got the lids peeled, they're still sealed. I'm gonna submerge them completely in water, pressure cook them for 35, maybe 40 minutes. There you go, we'll drop that rack in, keep it off the floor. 3 cans in here. Uh-oh, nice stay up there, little fella. Completely submerged, I got the water, I might as well top it. Lock it down. I'm gonna pressure cook it, set it for 35 minutes. Look at that nice caramel. Still super hot, but like always, we just gotta keep rolling. You can see that the way it just came out. Oh yeah, now all this juice is separating from the Pawpaws and the sugar. These cans are hot. Still got the gloves on, doesn't matter either way. Like always with these pies, homemade fruits, fresh picked fruits, get your hands in them. Let the love come through what you're making. All right, now I've got my greased pan. So I'm gonna take my Gingersnap crumble, start pressing it. I'm going for trying to get a rather thick layer out of it. I'm cooking this for some people that don't really like Pawpaws, and I told them I could make it to where they would like it. With no real proof of ever doing this before. But I don't know how you can go wrong. Bless you. Alright, it's not the prettiest job, but it'll work. Start moving this caramel pawpaw over in here. I just made a mess everywhere. All right, here's all my dry ingredients with the butter. We've got brown sugar, regular sugar, flour, rolled oats, and cold butter. I just got this butter out of the freezer. It wasn't in there very long. And do this on a cutting board, actually. Let me do it for you on a cutting board. I don't mind the bleed. I'm just gonna try to get this cut in with my hands, so I want little pieces. All right, right, straight on in. I'm making an absolute mess here. Needed a bigger bowl, I forgot it. Everything's evenly, as even as it can. I'm gonna start cutting. See there, if we got butter, just start cutting them in my fingers a little bit, smushing them around a bit. I don't get overly worried about it because I've already got it chopped into small pieces and it's all gonna cook in. I like to smush it just a little. All right, here's our oat crumble topping we just made. I had to remix some more, so it's got some bigger chunks of butter in it, but I'm not worried about that. Start with a big pile right in the center. Start working it out to the edges. Wrap the ends. I barely need the sides to wrap over. So I don't want it to touch, and I also want this to breathe. All right, there we go. 50 minutes on 400 degrees. I'll uncover it, cook it for about another 10. Probably 10's a good solid number till it crisps out just looking like I want it, and I'll show you when it's done. All right, bear with me, guys. This is the last minute on the fly fix because my Gingersnap Crust turned out way too crusty, way too hard, which it happens sometimes. So I'm gonna come into the soft areas, try to salvage the presentation of it, but it doesn't really truly matter. It's gonna be a good treat no matter what here. I just gotta have to get it, the consistency right, the texture right. Excuse my clearing my throat. It ate good, it was just crunchy. So while I've got people sitting there waiting, pull all the crunchy, the smooth, excuse me, the nice moist filling and stuff that I want. I'll pull it to the side. All right, here we go. Alright, here we go. I pureed up that Gingersnap Crust that I made that was way too crunchy. Now it's all gooey. I think it'll be alright. I think it'll taste great. I'm going to divide it between two pans. Crunch this oat topping up too. I don't truly really know what I'm doing here. I'm just doing it, trying to save it for the presentation desserts here in a little bit.